I've yet to meet a golfer who doesn't want to hit their driver further and straighter. But if your swing path and your club face are working against each other, you'll never reach your full potential. Whatever shot shape you play now or whatever distance you get, if you can make this one change and get your club face and path working better together, you're going to start to see longer and straighter drives. So in the simplest way possible, this is what we're covering today. Let's bring them back together. When most golfers see their ball curve right, their natural instinct is to aim more left and swing across it. For golfers who turn left, they do the opposite. They aim more right and swing more from the inside. The problem is, the more this happens, the more the face has to be opened or closed to save the shot. These little adjustments from one round to the next can turn into a spiral. Your swing path goes one way and your face goes the other, and you end up fighting against yourselves. And this is what creates those big curves and glancing contacts, which robs you of distance. But if you watch the best players, you'll see the opposite. Their path and face is already matched up. Their club moves on a neutral line and their face stays stable through impact. So let's take these one at a time and let's start with the path first. So your driver moves around your body on this tilted circle. At address, this shaft is roughly at a 45-degree angle. And ideally, your swing follows this tilted plane back and forwards. It will move slightly above this line in the backswing, but we want to return to it at impact. Now, if you're a player whose ball starts right and curves left, you're swinging from underneath that line. If it starts left and turns right, you're coming over the top of it. So the goal is to return back on that same plane, not too far under and not too far over. But to do that and to change your path, you need to flip what was creating your old path. If you were swinging across it, I want you to feel we're swinging more from the inside. If we're too far from the inside, I want you to feel we're tracking a little bit more left through impact. And here's how to set this up at address so the path starts to neutralize itself. And it all starts with the arms and how we align them in the setup. And this is compensation number one I see golfers set based on the shot shape they are seeing. For most slicers, this arm line points left, and this is the out to in swing path. A player who swings too much from the inside, it's the opposite. They're aiming to the right. So this has to be the first change based on currently what you're seeing in your own game. Now, the second adjustment is your body tilt, not only in the setup, but also in the swing. If you're too level with the shoulders and the shirt buttons are getting in front of the belt buckle, you're getting too steep in the swing, and this is leading to this out to in swing. Too much tilt behind the ball, the club can drop too far inside. Now, the shoulders and the arms are connected in more ways than one. If the arm line turns left, you can see this position in the shoulders. If the arm line turns right, you can see too much tilt this way away from the target. So in the setup, we just want to feel the shirt buttons just behind the belt buckle and match that with this arm line that's pointing just right of target. This gives you a great base for a much more neutral path and allows the club to travel around the body and makes it easier to find that starting line through impact. So this is your path dialed in, more neutral, more consistent. So now let's set the club face to match it. We know when the face and the path work against each other, this is when we get the curve. The face is open to path, shot curve right. If it's close to path, the shot turns left. But now we've got a more neutral path. We don't need those old compensations before, like holding the face open to stop a hook or closing it down to stop the slice. The goal now is stability. The more neutral we can keep this face through the swing, the more consistent and solid your strike will be. And there's two simple checkpoints I want you to use. When the shaft is parallel to the ground in the backswing, I'd like to see your toe just sitting slightly on top of the heel. This is your neutral position. And the same on the way down. As the shaft's parallel pre-impact, the toe is slightly in front of the heel once more. Now, depending on your old pattern, this might mean less opening in the takeaway if you're a slicer, or more if you're used to having the club face closed too early. But either way, the goal is the same. We want to keep the face as close to neutral as possible so it matches your new path. And these are positions you can actually see when you're practicing. These two clear checkpoints. Number one is here, and number two is here. And this is telling you your club face is staying stable when you swing. And this is how you can match your club path and your club face. No manipulation, just solid changes. So when these two work together, you're going to start to feel it straight away. But I'm going to be honest, it's probably not going to feel familiar to start with. If you've been playing with a mismatch between your path and your face for a while, every change you're going to make from today is going to feel completely opposite. And that's what makes this such a tough habit to break. We said at the start, golfers get caught in this spiral. You hit a certain shot shape and you start expecting it. And then you start aiming and swinging to compensate for it. The more you do that, the further apart your path and face get, and the more curve you see. So to fix it, you've got to go the other way. But the good news, when it starts to feel really different, that's the sign that you're doing it right. And that's the sign that your club's working with your body again and not against it. Your strike will sound different, the ball will fly straighter, and you'll trust it more. You don't need to steer it. So don't look for comfortable straight away, look for different. When it feels like the total opposite from your old swing, that's when you know you're finally matching your club path and your face. So now let's take this new feel into a plan that actually sticks. So everything we talked about today comes down to one goal. It comes down to your path and face to actually match up. But remember, it's going to feel opposite to what you were used to. So that's what this practice plan is about. It's retraining what actually your feel is about. So start by picking the pattern you've actually been fighting. If your ball starts left and turns right, you're coming over the top. So we need to get the feeling that we're swinging more from the inside. So adjust your setup slightly. Aim more right with the arms and drop this trail shoulder down slightly. And then make some slow rehearsed swings. At halfway back, check the club face that the toes slightly in front of the heel and not wide open. As you bring it down to waist height in the forward swing, check again, the toe in front of the heel. If your miss is the other way, it's the reverse. We need to feel that we're aiming more left with the arms and feel that the club is aiming more or swinging more left and around the ball this way. And we're closing that face rotation down. Now for each shot, go through the same process. Set up for your pattern, rehearse your takeaway and match the point in the forward swing. Then step in and repeat the feel with the ball. Keep the speed down at first. Your goal is awareness, not distance. You're trying to reprogram your sense of neutral. So build consistency and rhythm first. Once you start to see the ball going online with this neutral flight, we can build up the speed naturally and the power will come as a result. So remember, straighter, longer drives don't come from changing everything. They come from getting your path and your face to work together. When these two sync up, your strike will feel effortless. Your flight straightens and the distance takes care of itself. Now, as always, I put all the key checkpoints, the path and face adjustments, the full practice routine, and everything else we've covered in your very own free PDF guide. And you can grab it below by heading to the Community 360, and you'll find that in the link below. And you'll also find details there on how to get a free swing analysis if you'd like my analysis on your swing with your driver. And if you've enjoyed this lesson, please hit the like button and subscribe. I post lessons like this every week to help you play smarter and better golf. And drop a comment. If you have a question, please leave it below and I'll get back to you. Now, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.